और फिलहाल लोकसभा और राज्यसभा की कार्यवाही शुरू हो गई है। सीधा रुख करें।
Only question number.
So question number 121, Sri Bharat Matri.
माननीय मंत्री जी,
उत्तर सदन के पटल पर रखा गया है।
ऑनरेबल मेंबर ask question.
Thank you, Speaker, sir. I've received the responses from the Ministry of Railways for the questions that I had raised, so I'll start away with my detailed question. The creation of the railway zone in Andhra Pradesh was announced February 2019, the South Coast Railway Zone, with Visakhapatnam as its headquarters, announced by then Honorable Railway Minister. However, due to the land allocation delays by the previous state government, including some questions raised on the viability of the land, 5 valuable years have been lost. After the recent NDA government has assumed power earlier this year, the state government has issued the necessary clarifications, joint surveys have been conducted, and I thank the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and Railway Minister Shri Ashwini Vaishnav ji for initiating tenders for the South Coast Railway Zone. What I would like to highlight and ask here is that similar railway zones announced on July 4th, 2002, like Southwestern Railway Zone Hubli, Southeast Central Railway Zone Bilaspur, East Coast Railway Zone Bhubaneswar, were announced July 4, 2002, but were started off in temporary accommodations by April 1st, 2003. Given this precedence, can the Minister asking to you, sir, can the South Coast Railway Zone, because the process of tendering has already begun, can it be operationalized from temporary campuses before the full building is completed? Is the question, sir.
Honorable Speaker, sir, the honorable member has raised a very valid point regarding the South Coast Railway Zone. It's a new zone, and as honorable member has already noted himself, we have already placed the tender for the construction of the zone building. Whatever land issues were there earlier, they have been sorted out. Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh has been continuously following up. Even Honorable Sri Ram Mohan Naidu ji, he is also regularly following up this matter. So on the whole, this zone is now on track to get operationalized. We have also appointed one OSD, operation on special duty, so that all the operational matters which need to be considered while making this zone operational can be checked in full detail, and as and when the operational matters are checked in full detail, we'll have a common discussion between all the stakeholders and then take it forward, sir.
Honorable member supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker, sir. I'd like to take a different direction in the question. Safety and speed are the twin pillars of the modern rail travel in India.
I want to express my gratitude to the various ministries, public sector undertakings, and Department of the Central Government for prioritizing sports quota recruitment. It is heartening to witness the support extended to our talented sportspersons, facilitating their inclusion in various government organizations. While acknowledging the positive steps taken, I would like to draw your attention to a critical matter that requires consideration for the continued benefit of sportspersons, recruitment through sports quota.
Ask them to sit their seat. I'll take them out to some time.
The existing policy outlined in DOPG Office Order dated 16/7/1985
Only after they go to their seat.
special casual leave to 30 days
They have to go to their seat.
appears to be inadequate for the proper training and development of these athletes.
They have to go to their seat.
Such a restrictive policy has led numerous
I hereby
sportspersons to
name
either halt their sports careers or withdraw the active sports despite having the potential to excel in sports.
No.
I would like to draw
I'll
your
take it up.
attention.
First you go to your seat. Go to your seat first. First go to your seats. Go to your seats. If you don't go to your seats, I know how to deal with situation. Go to your seats. Go to your seats. One second. रुकिए एक बार मैं बता रहा हूँ सुनिए Honorable members, I had the occasion, and listen to me carefully, we did not work for 5 days. During those 5 days, Rule 267 notices were raised. Not a single one regarding farmer. Now crocodile tears? No, not given. No, not given. I am aware. You are not given. Only now. Only now. No. I'll allow Pramod Tiwari after she has concluded. No, no, तो बैठिए. After one more. After interval. PT Usha ji, please continue.
Respected Chairman, sir, I want to express my gratitude to the various ministries, public sector undertakings and departments of the central government for prioritizing sports quota recruitments. It is heartening to witness the support extended to our talented sports persons, facilitating their inclusion to various government organizations.
No, I will not.
By acknowledging
I will not allow
the
it.
positive step taken, I would like to draw your attention to a critical matter that requires consideration for the continued benefit of sports persons recruited through the sports quota. The existing policy outlined in DOPT Office Order dated 16/1985 restricting special casual leave to 30 days appears to be inadequate for the proper training and development for these athletes. Such a restrictive policy has led numerous sports persons to either halt their sports careers or withdraw from active sports despite having potential to excel in sports. I would like to draw your attention to the special policy implemented by the Indian Railways, which recognize the need for continued training and development of sports persons. The Indian Railways offers special casual leave and incentives such as cash awards, auto-trade promotions and increments to meritorious athletes to boost their morale. I propose that the DOPT order dated 16/7/1985 be
Dr. Dinesh Sharma. Dr. Dinesh Sharma need to address the issues related to environment protection.
माननीय सभापति महोदय, मुझे पर्यावरण संरक्षण से जुड़े मुद्दे को सदन के समक्ष उठाने की अनुमति प्रदान करने के लिए मैं आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। महोदय, पृथ्वी के अस्तित्व को बनाए रखने के लिए जल, वायु और पर्यावरण का संरक्षण अत्यंत आवश्यक है। वर्तमान में हम ऐसे समय से गुजर रहे हैं जहां पर्यावरण से जुड़े गंभीर संकट उत्पन्न हो रहे हैं। ये संकट हमारी जीवन शैली, औद्योगिक प्रदूषण और अनियंत्रित शहरीकरण के कारण और अधिक जटिल हो रहे हैं। विशेष रूप से जल संकट की स्थिति चिंताजनक है। विश्व के कुल पेयजल का 4% हिस्सा ही भारत में बचा है, जबकि जनसंख्या विश्व की जनसंख्या के कुल 70% भारत की है। इससे स्पष्ट है कि भारत में जल संसाधन बहुत सीमित हैं और उन पर अत्यधिक दबाव है। इसके अतिरिक्त जल संसाधनों का अति उपयोग और उपेक्षा के कारण पीने योग्य जल का स्तर निरंतर घट रहा है, जिससे भविष्य में जल संकट और गहरा हो सकता है। इसी प्रकार वैश्विक तापवृद्धि, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग का प्रभाव हमारे पर्यावरणीय संतुलन पर भी गंभीर रूप से पड़ रहा है। जलवायु परिवर्तन के कारण वर्षा, सर्दी और गर्मी का सामान्य चक्र असामान्य हो गया है। अब सर्दी के समय भी गर्मी का अनुभव होता है और वर्षा के मौसम में सूखे की स्थिति उत्पन्न हो जाती है। इस बदलते मौसम का सीधा प्रभाव न केवल फसलों पर पड़ रहा है, बल्कि जीवन की विविधता में भी संकट है। अनेक वन्यजीवी विलुप्ति के कगार पर हैं और पारिस्थितिकी तंत्र का